Hello and welcome to another video. It's time for the Nature's Cup again, and it's a new season. This time it's round 1 of season 3 at Spa-Francorchamps. And as you can see, there are many people who are using the Lexus RCF Group 4 or the Mercedes SLS Group 4. This is because it's of course one of the fastest cars possible, the RCF or the SLS. And I'm using the RCF because it's the fastest car over one lap. But most people prefer to use the SLS because it's less heavy on tire wear, so sometimes it's faster in the race. So starting off my fastest run of the session, going out of Los Sources, the hairpin, we're following a Brit into Eau Rouge and Radion, and then up to the Camel Straight. So here's the two legendary corners. You can take it flat out, but you need to take the good line, otherwise you can't take it flat out. So now slipstream, reaching 250 km per hour, and then braking just after the 100-meter board. Going into sector 2, the most technical part of the track. Let's hope that we don't get held up too much as we go downhill. Just keep it in third. This car can take it. And then a short left-hander as we follow him for more slipstream. That's an advantage, but yeah, you actually want clean air off the corners. But he makes a mistake into Coulon, so we get past him. Now we have clean air, so we don't have a chance to get held up. As we reach the end of the lap, almost. Get a good exit out of here to go flat out for about 30 seconds. So it's not a real straight because there's a corner upcoming, but that's still flat out in some situations. As you can see, just flat out, keeping the throttle on 100%, and then braking after 150-meter board into the bus stop chicane, getting a good exit and no wheel spin. That's really nice. And that's the 226.5. So that's good for 5th place in qualifying, 8 tenths behind pole position. So we've got nothing to lose. We need to use the hard tire, by the way. First, let's go to the intro. So starting off in 5th, as I said, I'm starting on the hard tire, and the tires are still cold, so yeah, starting on the apex as well, that's not really what you want. The rolling starts in this game are not very good, so I have a bit of a gap already on the guy in front, which is not what you want. But now we are getting overtaken after a bad run through the first corner. That's not bad because we're getting slipstream of him now, and the plan is to go into the pits already after this lap. So in the slipstream you see I have fuel mix 3 on to save a bit of fuel. We need to refuel in this race, so saving a bit may cost a bit less time in the pits. So as I said, I'm going into the pits at the end of this lap, and the plan is to go to the softs, not refueling, and then later on in the race go on the softs again, then we do a refuel, so I can push at the rest of the race, in the rest of the race. So we are 7th already, not that bad, because the others are on a different strategy, and yeah, still in a bit of a lower fuel mix. I say lower, it's 2, but I mean you have lower burning of fuel. It's more efficient, and yeah, going into Blanchimont, a bit of a lift on the hard tire, and full tanks. It's more difficult to take corners fast with full tank and harder tires at the beginning of the race. So going on softs, as I said, not refueling, because I still can save a bit of fuel in the course of the race, and I don't want to lose time in the pits. So falling back to 18th place, I think, yeah. But we got overtaken by the German who has a penalty, and that's actually good that he overtakes us, because at the camel straight, following straight, he still needs to slow down, as you can see, slowing down, it says. But we still have a bit of slipstream, so we can save a bit more fuel, and yeah, that worked out really well at that moment. So I'm using fuel mix 2 in the faster sections of the circuit, and 3 on the slower ones. But sometimes I'm using a higher mix. Yeah, now let's say higher, so a more efficient mix, because in this case we're close behind, so it has no use running a lower mix if you're not going to overtake him. So just comfortably sitting in slipstream and saving a bit of fuel, and yeah. So the Brit has made a mistake, and we're behind him now, following him into the bus stop chicane. The Frenchman is actually going in the pits already, as we overtake the Brit, and now we are 16th already. And it's really nice in this race to save a bit of fuel, but also overtaking the slower guys is just fun to watch for myself. It's a nice feeling, let's say that. And now we are a bit further behind, so we need to catch up again, but it's not that difficult. Limix 4, fuel mix 4 I mean, because we're in slipstream, and now back to 2, because you want to catch up a bit and not fall back too much, because you want to be in the suck zone, they say, of 1.2 seconds. That's how far the slipstream is. So if you're outside 1.2 seconds, you're not in a slipstream. But if you're inside within 1.2 seconds of the car in front, you have slipstream. And it's really powerful in this game. So the Greek in front, just in front, has a penalty, and he served that at the beginning of this lap, so we skipped ahead to lap 5. So we overtook him, and because he served it, and even more people go into the pits. So going up to P11 for the moment, but we still need to pit anyways. And yeah, getting a better exit, but still lifting a bit because we don't want to lose time, but because of battling. So just staying behind, sitting comfortably and saving fuel. That's the strategy for this stint. It's quite relaxing. You can follow the line still, the racing line, and save the tires a bit also, so you can push on the out lap. And yeah, tires are still good after 5 laps, but the tires of the guy in front here are not that good, are a bit worn, so we overtake him. His tires are also 1 lap older, so that's quite logical, but still my tires are better. And yeah, still P11 actually. I don't know how, maybe because someone ended up in front out of the pits, but so still using mix 2, following the Switzer. Do they say that in English? Never mind, you know what I mean. And we're in the slipstream. Even more people go into the pits. The leader, I think, was that, or the pole sitter, that's what I know. As we go a bit wide out of Blanchemont, a bit of dirty tires when you're running off track, but it's not that bad. I braked at the right moment, and it didn't cost time. So now going into P7 because someone ends up in front of me here. P7 it is for the at the moment. And now I've got fuel mix 1, so full power to push, because this is my in lap, and you want to make the fastest in lap as possible, so just pushing all the way and using all of tires and fuel as we go into the pits and the end of this lap. So into Lecombe, let's say Lecombe, and downhill we go. Tires are still good, as I said, not much understeer, and that's a bit strange now, because mostly in this game, if the tires are that bad as it is in the bottom left, you absolutely have no grip, but I still have grip, so I could still push on. It also felt nice making no mistakes. That gives you more motivation to push even harder and drive even better. And that's how it works. It's a really nice feeling. Going a bit wide, but not that bad. Getting good exit of third gear. Bit of lift there. And now I can feel the tires after pushing a bit. And yeah, flat out section, going up to 225 kilometers per hour, even more, 230. Bit of lift through Blanchimont, as some people go into the pits. It's like almost every lap people went into the pits. It's actually lap 5, 6 and 7 now. And lap 8, at the end of lap 8, someone is going to pit as well. Again. So the crew's standing ready. Good stop. Just standard. And then refueling a bit. And if I hadn't saved so much fuel, I maybe would have needed to make a stop earlier, but still the fact is that I had to refuel much more, which had cost me much more time if I didn't save fuel. But I did save fuel, so I didn't lose so much time. So we ended up behind the Greek, but overtake him again as he serves a penalty again. Now sitting in 12. A little group in front, 3 laps to go, and pushing the max in this last stint because I've enough fuel, tires are good, and that was the plan, to push in this stint. So it's working out quite well, this strategy. I just wanted to try it out because, yeah, why not, you know. I'm not going for 5th place. I want to be at better, so for starting 5th, I thought, yeah, just F it, you know. And yeah, it turned out at the end, actually, that as we go wide, that this wasn't the fastest strategy. The fastest one was just going hard 4 laps and then for the rest of the race softs. But I wanted to push more and that felt good. As you can see, we got a penalty, not ideal, because we ran wide at the end of sector 2. And the reason I went wide was because I was wondering how far the leader was in front of the second place, because he was about 42 seconds in front, and I find it really strange. So I looked at the track map on the right side, and yeah, it distracted me a bit. So not really smart of me, but we're now in slipstream of the German, and that saves a bit time again. So I'm surfing this penalty at the middle of the straight, losing a bit of time, but still ending up in the slipstream of him. Maybe if I wouldn't have that penalty, I would have overtaken him into this corner, Lecon. But now we just follow him, still pushing. And yeah, going downhill for the 9th time. I really like this section. It's a bit twisty, and yeah, you need the patience. And he actually goes on the brake because he knows I'm faster than him, so I'm thinking with hazard lights, and I'm really thankful for that, because now I'm not stuck behind him. So next up, 10th place, Braken Place. I think he's on the hard tire as well, and yeah, I have the advantage because I have the soft tires on. There's a big difference because I have the softest possible tires on, and he has the hardest tires possible on. So there's a big difference in time and grip between that. And he goes wide again. He absolutely has no grip, so he brakes late, but he hasn't got the grip to turn in as someone goes into pits again. And we overtake him around the outside of the bus stop chicane. So P9 now. And yeah, going out of Los Tours. Just got a no, I don't have the slipstream right now, so that's a disadvantage compared to Braken Place behind, because he's but yeah, 4/10 behind me. And we see the guy in front gets a penalty, so that's in our favor a bit, because we can catch up more easily next lap. And he thinks of the move into Lecombe, but yeah, I just turned in. I thought, okay, even if he is going for the move, I'm just going to turn in like he's not there, because he still is slower than me. So why letting him through? And it wasn't a really good choice of him being going for the move, but yeah, we cover him up. Carry on. So now following the Italian in the Honda NSX. Many people have chosen that car as well. I don't know why, but it turned out to be quite decent around this track. And yeah, still one lap to go. Still pushing on, but we are a bit negative on fuel, so we need to save a bit, as you can see, going up to mix 2, saving a bit more. As again someone goes into the pits. Turned out he hadn't used the hard tire yet, and that tire is required in this race. That makes it also fun, using more strategy in the race, and many people use different strategies, so that makes it really fun. He just comes out in front, but I overtook him. We overtake him, and following the slipstream, but still saving a bit of fuel, because there is more than 0.6 laps remaining of the lap remaining, so of course we need to save. Treviso serves penalty, we overtake him, and now we're 7th. It has gone quite nice in the stint, pushing and going from 13th actually to now 7th. That's also as I said, a nice feeling, pushing and then overtaking many people. So still saving fuel. My plan is to go all the way full power all the way at the end of the lap, because this part of track isn't really an opportunity to overtake. So just saving, and then it's a bit of a little train from I think 5th place to 9th place, little train, but we don't have much company from behind. I don't know how to say that. So we just keep looking forward and watch what the Italian is going to do. And we almost running out of fuel, 0%, as you can see at the right bottom. But I thought, okay, let's get a good exit, and it's a drag race, but we just missed out, unfortunately, because we just ran out of fuel on the line. So 7th place it is, not bad. Starting 5th, as you see, that is a bit disappointing. If I hadn't had the penalty, it would have been better, I think. But I think it was a fun race to do, and yeah, it's always fun to push all the way, of course. So 17 seconds behind the first place, not that bad, but yeah, if I chose the other strategy, it would have been better. Still happy though. See you next time, next race. Goodbye.